Good morning. This is Johnston-Tyler from Evo Libre, and today we're going to talk about calendaring and the importance of it and how different kinds of people can use calendars to help them structure their day and make more sense out of a very busy schedule. So what we have here is Google Calendar, which is a calendar that I use with a lot of my different clients. I like the fact that you can share it. We oftentimes set one up for clients here in the office and then share it with them. And today we're going to go through three different calendar types. Even if one of them doesn't apply to you or two don't, please listen through because there's some important information on all three, I think, for just about everybody. So the first one we have here is a typical calendar for somebody who's in college. The next one is a more typical one for somebody who's in high school. And finally, one that looks an awful lot like somebody who is a business person, maybe in high tech. So we're going to start with the college one. And as you can see here, what we've done is we have the different classes. Literature is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 9 till 10:30. Trig is from 1 to 2, and so forth. So the reason why we use different colors, this is really important, is that when we're busy and we're looking at a calendar quickly, our mind can map to the color and make sense of the color more quickly than it can to read the text. So as I look at this, I can see, yes, I've got a response paper due on Wednesday that you'll note is the same color as the literature class. And I have a test in Trig being red, that's on Monday. So this is just a simple way to sort of slice and dice information for our brains so that it's easier for the brain to see what's going on, make sense of it more quickly. Now, at the beginning of a college term, I always have my clients go ahead and put in all of their times that they are going to be in class. This is somebody who probably is in a semester system. They've got 3 classes they're taking, and they've written them out. Then I also have them get the syllabi from their classes, and they go ahead and up here in this top area here, what they do is add in all of the different tests that they have, midterms, papers that are due, projects that are due, using the same color as they do for the class. This again, as I said earlier, makes it very easy for people to quickly look at a calendar and see what's coming up. Many people that I work with who have learning disorders or people with Asperger's, this type of thing, tend to get very overwhelmed. They tend to live in the moment. It's very difficult for them to learn to look out on the horizon to see what's coming up and to plan for it, to break things down. This is one way that makes it much easier for folks with ADHD or just really pretty much anybody to manage their time more effectively. Now, one of the things you'll note here on this college one is that I've actually put in times to study, and I obviously haven't put all of them in, but I have 2 here. And I want to show you why that is. If we go look here at high school happens pretty much every day from 8 until 3. Of course, there are some changes. You know, there's oftentimes a late start or an early dismissal, but pretty much high school looks like this. It is one block of time. Now look at college. It is not one block of time. In fact, many colleges are actually offering classes late into the evening. So what happens there is that you have these big gaps of time, of open time throughout a college student's schedule. Nothing wrong with that, but the problem is that we as parents and educators haven't taught kids how to deal with free time. And in fact, today, most kids have no free time or very little free time. So this creates a big problem for them. They don't know what to do with their time. So on Tuesday, for example, if a person isn't really well organized, frequently what will happen is they're just going to sleep in until 12:30 and then go to their trig class. What happens then is we have kids who don't use their time wisely, they're not planning ahead, and they're ending up doing way too much homework at times when they're really tired. So instead of doing that, what we do is we try to put in slots, times that kids can study that make sense. Now we need to know if the kid is an early riser or a late sleeper. That definitely impacts this. But we really want to have it marked out. Not only do we want to have them know that they're going to study, they're making a commitment to study from 9 till 1, we also want to know where they're going to study. Many kids cannot study in their dorm. It's not enough sensory input for them to stay alert. So frequently, study nooks, going to the library, going to the cafeteria or the coffee shop gives them enough stimulation to stay awake and alert, but enough quiet so that they can actually do their work. So I frequently ask kids, where are you going to do this studying? And have them actually make a commitment that on Tuesday mornings they're going to get up, they're going to get breakfast, and then they're going to go to a study nook that they like. And that's where they're going to study. That makes life much easier for them. They have a plan. It's not loosey-goosey. They are structuring their own time, which is really, really important. My goal for most of my college students is if they can get the majority of their work done during the day, like a 40-hour work week, all the better. We want them to have plenty of time to relax and have fun and enjoy what college is also about, which is socializing and learning about the world. They can't do that if they're sleeping and studying 24 hours a day. Instead, we need to make sure they have some free time. Another thing I'm really big about for kids going off to college is they need to have things on the calendar that are fun. I encourage them to set up an ongoing Friday night pizzeria thing, or on Thursday mornings they're going to meet two of their girlfriends or whatever to go out for breakfast. Something like that that they can look forward to that's on an ongoing thing really helps kids make it through college. So let's go back to high school for a second. Again, you can see that these are times that are, it's school. What can I say? Everybody goes to school. This is pretty much what it looks like. You'll note that we also have extracurriculars listed here. So this person has soccer practice twice a week and has league games on Saturdays generally. What I recommend for kids when they get their sports calendars is they definitely put down their practice times, but then go ahead and on their calendar load in the different times that their games occur so that they're on the calendar. Nobody has to question about when it's going to happen. For high school students as well, I strongly suggest that they use this bar up here as a task list to put in their tests, their exams, their midterms, whatever else, projects that are due, and put them on here in a different color. Again, it helps the brain kind of quickly sort out what's coming up. Kids who are really overwhelmed are frequently overwhelmed because they have no clue what's happening tomorrow. We really need to teach them to think long term. We need them to be able to look out 2-3 weeks to see what their homework load is going to be like. Also, what are other things that you would put in this? Well, people's birthdays, pay the IRS, whatever. So this is really good. And on this calendar, we've decided that birthdays and important dates to remember are red. We've also decided on this calendar that we're going to use yellow for all of our tests, and papers would be green or a different color. That helps also for the brain to sort of sort out the information. If I see something green on this calendar, then I might know I've got a paper due. That's a very useful thing to know, right? So we can put paper in lit due, and we just add that in. And so now when I'm on looking at my calendar Sunday night, I can see I need to be studying for a test for Tuesday, and I've got to make the final edits to my paper that's due on Wednesday. Now, let's go look at a business person's one. Things get really hectic, but how I've blocked this off is I've used color to really help me navigate my week. So you'll note here that my staff meetings and things that I'm doing with my staff are in this lovely kind of violet color. Business meetings that I have to attend are in red. I cannot miss these meetings, and that's why they're red. My one-on-one meetings with my employees are in orange. And as much as I want to make sure I do these every week, these are ones that might be able to slip a little bit if I have something else that comes up. Anything that I don't have to do but would like to do, I've put in this aqua color. Again, this means I want to go there and I want to do this, but I may not be able to make it, and if I have to reschedule that, I will, or if I have to miss it, rather. Also, I've used green. This color is meetings with my boss, and I want to have that on my calendar so I can quickly look through my week to see when's the next time I have some FaceTime with my boss. That's very good to know so that I can kind of plan my week, and any questions that I have for her, that I can think about those in advance. Now, being a parent, I also have kids, and sometimes I have to do things with my kids that may or may not interrupt with my work schedule. So for those, what I've done is I've made those yellow. And these are just really good ways for me to see, yes, I've got something coming up on Monday. I'm going to have to leave a little bit early to do that. I've also, you'll note here, blocked off some time. Now, I've got this budget meeting on Wednesday, and it's a long meeting, as you can see, and I actually have to get quite a lot of work done before that. So how am I going to do that? I have to block time off to get that work done. If I don't block this off, then somebody who has access to my calendar, may actually try to book me, invite me to another meeting because it looks like I'm free, or I may not be as good with my own time and allow myself to kind of dawdle and not work. Because I've blocked it off and I've given it a title, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be preparing for this meeting tomorrow. This is a really good technique. Block your own time. Not only are you blocking it so that other people can't steal it from you, but you're blocking it with purpose. You're being mindful about how you're going to use your time. Very important. Now, how do other people use this row up here, this task list, if you will? Well, we do things like send checks to the IRS, or we do other things like that. So this is also really good for birthdays. It's good for anything that we want to take note of that doesn't happen at a given time throughout the day. So that's your first introduction to calendaring and how to organize yourself. Again, this is Jan Johnston-Tyler at Evo Libre Consulting. Hope you enjoyed it.